Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Spike. I'm Brian the Grizzly. Going to go through all these things, these fantasy football questions and lineups and concerns with you guys. Waiting on Marcus going to jump in very soon. Hopefully we'll get Alec in later in the show. But I just wanted to be here with you because we got a lot of things to talk about because a lot of games are coming up. Man, it's been a while since I felt like I really don't know what's going to happen this week. It's been a long time. We had some really good games, good matchups. I mean, Chicago Bears versus Green Bay is, of course, going to be number one, right? Makes the most sense. That'd be the number one thing that's going on this week. But I mean, look at the Ravens and Steelers, and you hear that Lamar Jackson has not been practicing at all. I mean, it's possible that Huntley could be someone who plays this week. We got the battle of the sucks with Tennessee and Cleveland. What's Shadur going to do? Is Shadur going to do better than Ward, who's picked number one overall? Shadur again in the 5th round. How does that work? Does Myles Garrett kill him? Those are questions because obviously we have Martin in here because we know Myles Garrett is the best defensive end in the world. So I've been telling you guys for years, been telling everybody this is what's going on. Does he end up killing Ward? I mean, those are questions. I mean, we have Indianapolis versus Jacksonville, which is another battle of the. I believe if Jacksonville wins this, I mean, they're already in first place right now. Indianapolis, no matter how that hot start was, really we're in second place. And Houston is run up behind both of these teams. So whoever loses has a chance of falling behind the second place team. They could be a third place by the end of the game. It's crazy. We have so much to talk about. I can't wait to talk about it with you. What's up, Jonathan? How you doing? Said, Brian, I haven't seen you in a bit, man. Your Bears are the heater. Shout out Monunga. Picking up the slack from an injured Kamara. Dude, right now, I didn't even think Monunga was going to come out, make the team. Because of his speed deficiency. He's not that fast, but what he is very quick. He's very decisive. He makes north and south cuts. And man, it works out so well. He's actually helped out a couple of my teams, picking them off the waiver wire. Waiver wire is really important. We talked about that. I think I picked him up week 4. And thank goodness. Really, thank goodness. Because, when you need someone that you can rely on, you look at the best offensive line, and then you go with that. Say Houston and KC should be insane. I'm actually thinking that Houston's going to pull this out, man. I'm looking at KC. I don't think it's their year. I think it's time. I think the NFL's trying to revert. The narrative we have that the officials all are going pulling for KC. I think they hear it too. So now it's getting a backlash. So they're getting actually negative calls against them, which no one cares, right? Because you've been having all these positive things for years. No one cares about it, but I think it's happening, and I think the refs are looking at it, and now Kansas City has to kind of be more positive, and it's too hard. It's too hard for them right now. They're not doing enough. So whatever, I think that the Houston Texans are on the heater. I think CJ Stroud is going to be excellent today, and I wouldn't be surprised if we turn around and see Houston in the playoffs. And the best division in football or on the AFC side could literally be the AFC. I mean, the AFC South, really? The one that we thought was the worst could be the best division? Man, it's crazy. Guys, we got all the start eating questionables. We have a lot of people that are injuries. We all have it scroll on the bottom of the screen. So just check it out, your team. If you don't see anyone there, you'll know. But what you're looking at, looking for the LA Chargers, you'll notice that I don't have Hampton on there, right? It looks like Hampton is going to play on Monday Night Football tomorrow. So Marion Hampton is expected to be allowed to come play, and we're going to see a lot of things from him. So that could be one of those things. Now we kind of get into those playoffs. You might need Omari Hampton. Check out, see if he's there. If he's available, you grab him. If he's on your team, he's been sitting on your bench, pay attention to him. He won't be able to be in the IR slot anymore. And if he's available, you might want to use him. So him and Swift looking like a great duo. The Bears are looking like Detroit running back last year. Like when you have Montgomery, you have Gibbs, not as talented as them, but that same type of slash with power, with a great offensive line. It's gonna be a real test to go against Green Bay today. I think Green Bay's line's been underwhelming. I think they're very talented, ultra talented. when you see Micah Parsons, when you see Rashad Gary on there, I think losing their defensive tackle will hurt them a little bit, and we'll be able to run up the middle. But we see that pressure that could be available. It's nuts. It really is. So Tua is 0-8 when playing at 40 degrees or below, and the Jets are 0-7 against Tua. So the real question is, who am I betting on? Here's the problem, right? So I believe it says Justin Fields is out on a knee injury, and the Jets have been winning week after week after week. Right now, I think Miami is going to end the season at 8-9. After all the stuff that we've had at the beginning of the season, when they're looking terrible, I think somehow they're going to figure out a way to become 8-9 by the end of the season. They're going to figure these things out. I'm going to go with Miami, even in sub 40-degree temperature, because they can run the ball. And Tua just needs to just do enough. Just do enough. And though the Jets defense is good, I don't believe the Jets offense yet. You have to show me one more week. If the Jets then win against Miami, ruining their draft stock. That's the other thing, because they get the draft stock. Then I'll be more on like, okay, here we go. This is going to make more sense. What up, Spencer? Glad you come in. You guys got any questions, fantasy football questions? Let me know. We'll go over all those things. I know Mark is on his way in right now too. How's it going, Elion? A Lion Bunny. Oh, that's awesome. I like that. I like the name. Jonathan says, my QB situation is rough. I got Herbert versus Philly with a broken hand, Jaden Daniels' first game back, and Caleb versus the Packers. Who should you go with? Okay. Caleb versus the Packers is going to be really interesting, but not having Rome Odunze might actually help him. Caleb's problem a lot of times is he eyes down Rome a lot. Rome is ultra talented and should be used and force the ball. But you have to be able to go with the open guy. And I think that he doesn't do that well. We'll see how they play with it. He plays without Rome. If I'm going to pick someone, it's going to be Jaden Daniels no matter what. I know it's going against that Minnesota defense. I think that what we saw from Washington is that they're not killing. They're not quitting. And they're really trying to go for just they play hard for their team. And because of that, I think Jaden Daniels is a perfect guy to start today. I think he has something to push for, and they're trying to build for next season. I worry about Herbert going against Philly. Philly after being kind of embarrassed versus the Bears. Not that Philly will win the game, but I think that the defense will come to play. That's the biggest thing. Their defense is going to be there to play. Let's see what the offense is going to be able to do. We got Sirianni, who's now taking a more hands-on approach with the offense. He's not just letting things just go. So I'm interested to see how that changes anything, because Sirianni was the problem 2 years ago. Now, does that help or hurt the situation? We'll know this week. Once again, the Chargers are going to have her. I actually believe Herbert is not going to play in any goal line. They're going to bring Trey Lance out there, who could end up being a touchdown vulture. You should consider So for me, I actually have both my quarterbacks on bye this week. Yeah, I'm searching for somebody. Trey Lance could be someone that you may be able to slip in and get some points. So, dudes, what's up, the GOAT? What's up, man? I said Rams should beat the Cards. Bears versus Packers would be very, very interesting. So Sean McVay is traveling separate from the team because he's very sick. Without Sean McVay, do they have the same intensity? Do they have the same focus as they usually have? You saw their focus kind of wane last week against the Panthers, but I think that they have the talent. I know they have the talent. I think they have the strength of character. I mean, I think they have the quarterback. They have the defense. They have all the weapons. They should go in there and beat the Cardinals. The Cardinals are not going to just lay down. So that's going to be interesting to see if McVay being sick affects this team. Because remember, I chose the Rams to go to the Super Bowl. So I think they should. They have the talent. They have all the wherewithal to be able to do those things. So when we're doing our picks, I am going to probably go with the Rams. The Bears Packers will be very interesting because, Green Bay is a tough team. I hate them. I hate them more than anything. There's no other team I would never, ever root for. Ever. I hate them. But I respect them, and I know they could do good things. I also know that TJ Edwards is back, so that helps the Bears run defense. Even with Josh Jacobs or not Josh Jacobs, it doesn't matter. I know a lot of our DBs are back, so that's going to be really interesting. But I think Jordan Love right now at this point in time is better than Caleb Williams as a quarterback. And if Caleb Williams tries to do too much, we might have some issues. No matter what, I'm a Bears fan and I'm going to go for the Bears. But I don't think Caleb is there. I think Caleb needs to build slowly. And what might happen by year 4 that he might end up being a top 5 quarterback. He's not that yet. And we have to see what Jordan Love becomes, because if Jordan Love throws interceptions and he does he's careless with the ball, the Bears will win this game. Said, damn, we all gone, no Mark. Wait, in their problems again. So no, Mark said he was finishing up. He lost track of time, so he says he's jumping on soon. So Miami don't play well in cold weather. Yeah, you're right. Miami just doesn't. You know, I see them, and it's the Jets still, though. It's still the Jets without their best defensive player. You really have to be able to run the ball, but I guess Miami doesn't have their best defensive player with Jalen Phillips being gone. I just believe Miami's going to go in the heater, even with this weather. I think if they can run the ball, which is the biggest problem with them, right? They can't run the ball in the cold weather. I'm still going to probably go with Miami, but we'll see when we pick through all the picks. Never thought I'd see the day when I'm starting Michael Wilson over Justin Jefferson. Someone got to give him the ball, right? Someone has to give. JJ is not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Could be worse. We saw last week it could be worse, but JJ, I think he's had 8 games under his belt right now, and he still looks like a rookie. He still looks like a guy who hasn't figured it out. I think he could win games at the end, but when you have wide open receivers and you're not getting the ball, hitting them, you have to hit him on the chest, hit him on the numbers, and he's not getting them in a spot where they can actually do something with the ball. And I think JJ has the talent to do that. I just think it's going to take him some time. JJ in Michigan, he was a guy you win with, not win because. I think in Minnesota, he's going to be a guy that you win with, not because. Minnesota's going to bring in some competition going forward. I just don't think that's going to be enough. I don't think they're drafting guy. I think that he's going to be someone they're just going to have to wait. Minnesota's going to have to be bad for a year, you know. And they have all this talent, and you don't want to waste it. But I think that's what's happening. They may on buy, so I need a quarterback. Do I get Caleb, Show, Tua, or Tyrod? The fact that you think that those are all equal, it's crazy, kids. When I look at Caleb, we know going against Green Bay is going to be really interesting, but it's a rivalry game. I think he's going to at least show up. So I think he's like the standard. That's what I'm going to compare all these other picks to. When you look, Show. Can you really choose the Saints with, again, against the Tampa Bay defense, who knows that they have to step up for them to stay in these games because Baker Mayfield is hurt. I think they're going to play hard for their team. I think they'll be ready. I'm not going to start Tyler Show. Tua, we already said sub 40 degrees. I don't think Tua's going to have a great game. I think if Miami wins, it's going to be all running. Has nothing to do with Tua. Tyrod is interesting. Going against Miami once again in sub 4 degree weather. I don't know if they have enough talent. So if I'm going to say Caleb. I'm going to say Caleb. Can I call in? No, because it's only just me, so we wouldn't be able to do anything. But if you type in your questions, we'll be able to answer all of those. Man, I've officially removed Valdi from my lineup. It's time. It's been time. It's been time, no matter what. Whatever Martin say. So it's time. Yep, it's time, Jonathan. Valdi lost his powers finally. It's because he's old. We all lose our powers at some point in time, right? That's just what it is. I think he's 32, 33 right now. He's too old. Can't keep on doing this. Also, Henderson is on bye, so Jordan Mason or Blake Corum. That's interesting. Blake Corum is getting about 50% of the reps with Kyron Williams. Blake Corum, always in Michigan, was really good at getting into the end zone. So goal line situations, he's just slippery. He reminds me of David Montgomery in that aspect. And they run very similarly. they might have to rely on that a little bit this week. So with Arizona, who is not a great run defense, Blake Corum is a decent play. Minnesota, I don't know. It depends on what JJ is this week. Their offense has been sputtering like crazy. I just George Mason, I worry about him not getting the carries. You know, they always fall back into handing the ball off to the wrong guy for wherever I need. So that's why I'm. That's a tough question because Washington's defense actually stepped up the last week, and then with Jaden Daniels being back this week, I'm probably going to say Blake Corum. Honestly, I'll hold this and start as Kent's to ask Mark what he thinks, but I think I might go Blake Corum this week and go against Arizona. So Donnie Mitchell plus 125 yards, Jets defense touchdown. Achane touchdown, Tua interception, $1 for $597. Donnie Mitchell getting about 125 plus is crazy. That is crazy work. I do like Donnie Mitchell a lot. Daniel Jones cannot put any pressure on that leg. He has that hairline fracture in his leg. I just don't see how he's going to be able to put that pressure on it to get the ball out, and specifically to Donnie Mitchell. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. Jets defense a touchdown. That might be a safe bet. Along with the Achane touchdown, that might be good. And Tua interception might be really good too. Those last three are good, but that Mitchell one, I don't know. I could go with that. But for $597, I'll put $1 on it. Why not? Oh, Mitchell is on the Jets? Is that what you're saying? Let me look at this again. Oh, then I'm definitely not doing that. What did I just see what he was doing last week? I'm going to pull up that first before I do that. Because what I saw in the depth charts, let me make sure. Because I know Tyrod has been going to Donnie, but he's also been going Alan Lazard this week, right? I'm still not going with Donnie Mitchell plus 125. I don't think I could do that. But for $1, I would. But I have a Donnie Mitchell on my bench, so I need to hold on. Check this out. Hold on. He's on my bench. Yeah, because he's only been. I saw he got 7 targets last week. He had a great week last week, but even then, he only had 102 yards. I'm not going to plus 125. No. So, Brian, I'm curious to see how you feel about the Bears. Obviously, you didn't expect them to be first seed, but then Ben Johnson has been very beneficial. So, as far as my Bears go, I knew, and we do our records at the beginning of the year, and I was at 9 or 10 wins. Okay, we're already at 9 wins now, so they're even exceeding my expectations. Now, the other guys had them at 6 or 5, so I knew my team. I knew that we had a lot of talent. I knew the offensive line has been fixed. I think Ryan posted a really good job with that. My question was always Caleb Williams. Him being a number 1 overall pick is not a problem, but I knew this would take time for him to do this because he's never been in an under center offense. Ben Johnson's going to make you be under center. You have to be able to run the ball. We haven't had enough division games to say anything specifically about how we're going to end up finishing this season. I still think we win 11 games. So I said 11 to 12, 11 games is why I think we are. I think if we win today, we'll probably beat Cleveland. And the real question is, can we beat Detroit at the end of the season? If we could beat Detroit, then we win the division. If we lose to Detroit, we lose the division. I mean, that's how we're going to go. Deuces. I'm biased. I'll say Corum. Of course, you're a LA Rams fan. So I can't do fantasy. Ken says start 2 full PPR. T. Higgins, Debo, and Michael Wilson. So with Joe Burrow back, T. Higgins is something I'm looking for. I've been putting him back in my lineup right away. and he's in most of my teams. So I really like T. Higgins going with this with Joe Burrow. Michael Wilson going against that Rams defense, right? He's more reliable. And my worry is with Debo coming back, does Jaden Daniels look at McLaurin or does he work with Debo? I think I'm leaning Michael Wilson, but I have to look at my rankings real quick because I'm going. It's so hard because he's getting about almost 10 targets a game, but he's only getting 6 receptions. So no, I still gotta go. I gotta go T Higgins and Debo. I gotta go T Higgins and Debo. I think you go with the guy who's gonna be able to get the most touches. Because even with the 9 targets, he's still only getting 5 catches overall. So yeah, I'm going there. Tyrod's just gonna check it to him. Tyrod is just gonna throw the ball out up there, no matter what. That's no question. But there's other guys out there, and you have to look at Breece Hall's been doing pretty well. I think that Isaiah Davis is going to get some run too. Mason Taylor has been doing a lot better at tight end than I was expected to. I just think that he's going to spread the ball. He's going to get the ball to the person that is open. Tyrod Taylor's always been a solid backup to me. Think about it, when he was doing, even when he was with the Chargers, he would have continued to start because he gets the ball to the right person. He knows how to play football. But yeah, I don't know. That Dottie is still a lot, man. But he said, yeah, that's why it's only $1. So it works out. I'm praying Ollie Gordon becomes more involved next season, just so I could say, Ollie, oi, oi. Yeah. Some guys just take time popping off, and talent is there. Especially when we talk about a lot of dynasty things, right? Especially specifically on this channel and on Wednesday, we talk about specifically dynasty. So you look at potential, right? When I talk about Kyle Manon guy, did I see the potential? No, but I was able to pick him off waivers. And now I'm going to hold on to him because he could end up being running back number 1 for the Bears going forward. You have to be able to really look at these guys and say, Jack Campbell, when he was coming out, I grabbed him in the 2nd round, not because I thought he was going to do great of his first rookie year, but that I thought he was going to be a tackle machine year 2 through 8. You're looking for those guys that are going to be able to deliver time after time after time. Hold on to Ollie Gordon. You guys in the past are very similar trajectories. I think the Patriots are a little bit further along in their trajectory. Well, and it's because I think Drake May is further along in his development than Caleb Williams is. I think Caleb Williams is more talented than he is. I think we have more talent on our offense than they do. I think their defense is way more stout than ours. Way more stout. And this will take another year for us to really get our defense on par. I think we need to get a drafted defensive end, rush, and kind of get healthy. But we have a lot of talent, and we are very similar with new coaches, with talented coaches too. Yeah, I definitely don't disagree. All right. So I need Eagles to figure it out. My shot at winning the whole thing is if Barkley could get over 14 points a week. My other players are fine. Look, I literally lost last week because Saquon Barkley. Because Saquon Barkley couldn't do nothing. Like I'm pretty decent in my leagues right now. I think I'm in Alex League. We count median points too, so I'm 18 and 8 or something like that. Because it's double points on most weeks. With in our Dynasty League, I'm doing pretty good. I'm gonna land somewhere between the 2nd and 4th seed, for our playoffs. Especially after I win today, I have a pretty good chance of that. In my Yahoo League, I am 10-2. In my ESPN League, I'm 10-2. So yeah, feeling pretty good about that. It worked really well for me. But all of them are really depending on Saquon Barkley. If Barkley can just wake up. I don't know if it's Sirianni helping the offense is going to help out. I'm not sure. But when I keep on looking at him, I'm flabbergasted because the talent's there. The play calling's awful. And the fact that they haven't fired the offensive coordinator yet, I just don't understand. If they, pee down their legs this week against the Chargers, I think they need to get rid of him because they will leave me on a losing streak, three games in a row. Cowboys, Bears, and then the Chargers. Yeah, man, you got to get rid of the offensive coordinator after that. All right. Need big points. Judkins or Ibuka? Judkins has been such a stalwart for me right now. With Baker being hurt, it's hard for me to say if I need big points, I'm going Ibuka. Especially with Mike Evans back. He's no longer really I think so. Ibuka will still be the number one, but he's more of a possession guy. I think you're trying to throw the ball at Mike Evans, so you're going to get more opportunities. I'm going to go Judkins going against Tennessee because that team is terrible. And if Shedeur can even stand up a little bit, Judkins going to get all type of red zone attempts. I can see Judkins get you 24 to 27 points this week. So go with Judkins and go with God. Just wait on this selection show. I need my Notre Dame boys in the playoffs. Man, college football is nuts, right? I'm sure we all saw the Indiana Ohio State game. I really thought Ohio State was going to pull it out, and they just kept on not being able to perform. I don't know what it is. Indiana, I think they have a very old team. The coach did a great job bringing his entire team over to Indiana. They're going to be battle tested. And now they know they could beat beat Ohio State. So if they could beat Ohio State, they could beat any team in the nation. These playoffs is going to be nuts. I have no idea. I mean, look how bad Georgia beat Alabama. It is crazy. What happened? The ACC? Man. I'm like, how are you going to let them come back? The fact that an 8-5 team can win, Duke is going to make it. When you have other teams, I could probably name 25 teams, 30 teams that are better than Duke, and they're going to be there. So, yeah, it's nuts. So I love Ollie Gordon. He made me watch Oklahoma State games intently for the first time ever in my life. Man, now he's needing to pop off in the NFL. We need him to do something here. Did you just say Caleb is more talented than Drake May? 100%. It's not even a question. Kent, I know you love your Pats, but talent-wise, no, there's no question. Caleb is way more talented than Drake May. Drake May is further along his development. I think he's gone to offenses and learned offenses before. I think I like his style, I like his style of running and everything. Caleb is way more talented. Arm talent, there's no question that Caleb has more arm talent. It's up here that I don't agree with Caleb Williams. I don't think he sees pre-snap what's going on and is able to translate it to post-snap quick enough to determine what needs to happen, especially in this new offense. But if it's a question with who's more talented, no. Drake May is talented, but he's not any more talented than Caleb Williams. Jaden Davis is more talented. Caleb Williams is the most talented in that. That's why they drafted him first overall based on talent. That's it. It's not even a question who's more talented. Say, yeah, on my bench running backs, I'll score Barkley. Yeah. Neil, Woody Marks. Yeah, it's hard, man. It's so hard. The old ACC situation is hilarious to me. It's stupid. I don't even understand what's going on there. The rules letting Duke get in a 7-5 and not get an 11 seed Miami is crazy. Yes, I know. And that's why you should go with the 12 best teams and not worry about what conference you're in. Because if you're in a terrible conference, you win your conference championship? No, there's no way you should be there. Anthony Johnson says, yeah, Caleb's ceiling is miles ahead of Drake because he's more talented. I believe Drake, as right now, Drake May is a better quarterback. Obviously, he's right there at the top for MVP. So I don't think that's even a question, right? When you look at him and we're going to Matt Stafford, really, when we're winning and you're winning because of you're not making mistakes and you're doing all the things you're supposed to do, Drake May is better right now. He is. Caleb has more talent than he does and has the opportunity to jump him easily. But Caleb right now is just staying the course. I'm not expecting anything great from him yet. I'm waiting for him because Caleb can have those dud games still, but his great games could be stupendous. Yeah, but his floor is much lower. Exactly, I agree 100%. That's exactly where I'm going. All right, so let's look and see if we got anything else coming out for Any IR. So I thought it was interesting to see Jaden Reed coming out off the IR going against the Bears. This is what our teams do. We hold off guys until we play a team that we hate. So we're going to have that happen. Once again, Omarion Hampton is going to play on Monday Night Football. That's a huge thing. We got to make sure if he's on your team, you got to give him an opportunity to play. I think they need to run the ball. You see what's happening at quarterback. Herbert can't. He has a broken wrist. He can't be a hand. He can't throw the ball. So he's gonna do his best. Otherwise, his offhand is not throwing hand. But I would still think that any goal line situations, he's not even going to be in the game. They would hand the ball to Hampton as much as they can. I don't know if Vidal's going to be a good play. I think Vidal actually is someone I can't play right now. Knowing that Hampton's coming back. I know. Did you guys see that Deshaun Watson? They already activated him. He's talking about 2026 revival. He's coming back to the team in 2026. If you are the Browns and you see Deshaun Watson in there, I mean, you're hoping that someone messes up and trades for him, right? That someone needs something and you could trade from him and you get from under that contract. You're doing whatever. I think you trade that you put in a second rounder to get him off your team. Jonathan says Watson needs to go to the Raiders. Hey, there's a lot of massage parlors out there, right? It works. So it'll be a very busy situation. I agree, but also I still believe that Deshaun Watson has a lot of talent. I just don't think leadership-wise, people are going to follow him. And I don't blame him. Why would you want to follow someone that has shown time after time that he's just not able to do the right thing? And I know we are a society that looks at these mistakes because you have 24-hour video cameras on every person in the world, and it's difficult to always be right. But the number of times you could be wrong is problematic, and I don't think I could follow him. If he's my quarterback, and he's looking me in the eye, and he's telling me to give all I got, I don't think I would be able to follow him. I don't think I would care or give my all for him. That's my biggest issue with him. Yeah. I thought after the playoff game against the Bills, he was going to be what Mahomes is. I thought he was more talented. I thought that when we were talking about the draft, that the Mitch Trubisky, that was the mistake. But Deshaun Watson going earlier than Patrick Mahomes made sense, because he won time after time in college. His teammates loved him. They fought for him. I thought he had everything. He didn't have any cartilage in his knee because he keeps on getting ACL tears. But I thought he had something special there. And the fact that as far as he's fallen, it's kind of crazy to me. And I hope that he does go somewhere. I hope he does mature. There's been a lot of players in NFL history that have matured and become great winners. Remember when Chris Carter was with Philadelphia? I mean, he was doing all type of crazy stuff, right? Drugs and all that stuff. He goes to Minnesota. He's a staple. He's all he does is catch touchdowns. Chris Carter. He was a mentor to Randy Moss. He did all the things you want him to do. So this stuff happens. Another guy from Philadelphia, Randall Cunningham. As he was younger, he was doing all the crazy stuff, flipping around, hurting himself. It took time for him to kind of come back to all this stuff and become a better player. So I could see him possibly having a chance if he gets out in his own way, and if a team is willing to put a chance on him. I mean, this contract was an albatross on his neck, and it's hard for you to kind of get past that. So not taking a Clemson QB over a UNC QB should have never happened. Yeah. Well, no, I would. So understand, UNC QB would have been Mitch Trubisky. I would never take Mitch. I would taking Deshaun Watson 100 times out of 100. 100 times out of 100. I remember the draft. I was actually on Dynasty Pylon in here, screaming, "Take Deshaun Watson!" Man, but imagine if we would have had this type of stuff in Chicago, how the story would have blown up. Not just in Houston. If you had all those number of women in Chicago and this media hub, that would have been terrible. So imagine the Houston team now with the trajectory Watson was on. Crazy, yeah. And luckily they got CJ Stroud, another quarterback from another team that you don't usually get quarterbacks from, right? Ohio State. That's wide receiver U, but it's not QBU. And I think CJ Stroud is starting to round back into form, and I'm kind of loving what I'm seeing from him. All right, we're gonna wait 3 more minutes, and then I'm gonna start trying to do some of these picks because we're gonna get our pick'ems out the way. Let me get my paper ready to go because I'll write down all mine. I'm sure Martin will send me his. But we got a lot of games to pick, so why not? Let's do it early anyway. All right, let's see what we got. This week's games. All right, here we go. Game number 1. We got Tennessee versus Cleveland. I'm going 100% Cleveland. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to have a really good game. I think we're going to look at Cam Ward versus Shedeur. This is something we need to see. And all of a sudden, I think the Browns, who have Myles Garrett, he might break the record today. Go against that offensive line and Cam Ward. So I'm definitely going Browns. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing, and I think the talent could be there, especially with what they have at running back. If the offensive line could just block, I think that'd be really good. Jonathan says, I find it crazy how all these big schools are not really big time quarterback producers. Yep. Besides maybe Clemson. Well, I mean, T-Law, we look at T-Law, we're looking at Deshaun, but are they really big time QB producers or mediocre QB producers? Now, Ohio State, remember, they did have Joe Burrow before he went to LSU. I think we're going to see a lot more now that good QB is going to come from anywhere because of the whole way that this portal goes. So that's going to be interesting. All right, game number 2, we're going to go Daniels or Love. Jane Daniels or Jordan Love today. Going against that Minnesota defense, I still love the rushing upside of Jane Daniels. I'm going to go Jane Daniels. I worry about Love with his interceptions and his tendency to throw balls into dangerous situations, especially with the top 2 DBs coming back for the Bears and along with TJ Edwards being able to produce for the run. If they had a stronger tight end, I would go with Love, but I'm going to go Daniels with this pick. All right. Game 2, we got Seattle versus Falcons. That's not even a question. It's going to be Seattle because the Falcons, you can't trust them to do nothing right. Everything they do is wrong. That's just what it is. All right. Colts Jaguars. This is actually a lot more difficult with Colts Jaguars. I'm going to go. I love JT. I love what they have a tight end. I'm going to say Colts. Even though I don't trust what you have a quarterback, but yeah. Okay. Watson or Metcalf? Okay. So now this becomes a little bit different now, right? If you have Love and Watson, then I might go Love Watson because that's a stack. I think Christian Watson is probably the most dangerous receiver, especially versus the Bears because of his speed. It's going to be a very cold game, very wintry mix. But I think Watson, if you have Watson, I'll go Love. And remember, I hate Green Bay, hate them, but that stack probably will do really well for you. Individually, I probably like Watson even more than Metcalf now because I don't trust Aaron Rodgers or the fact that Aaron Rodgers could throw the ball at all. So, I think we're seeing his demise and he needs to go ahead and retire. So if you are going to start Watson, start Love. That stack just to give you the double points, and you never want to turn that away. No matter what my love-hate relationship is for a team, fantasy-wise, that makes more sense. So. All right, we're going to go. So I have the Colts is the next one. Hey, we got Alec coming in. See, I'll let him know when he's ready. I'll get him in here. So Let's see. All right, let's see. What's up, man? How you feeling?
Tired. Absolutely tired, but I'm happy to be here, man. So happy to be here.
Yeah, no, I streamed for 10 hours yesterday.
You streamed for 10 hours. What are
So
you?
I had
now?
I have so I have a Saturday morning show with which is the Rewind. We talk about all of the movie news and TV news and stuff like that. Entertainment. We talked about Warner Brothers being purchased by Netflix. Then I had Bel Air breakdown on Big Four Entertainment, and then I had our Expanse watch party. So all that was 10 hours of everything. So I understand, but gotta do this stuff because you know what? I'm very excited about today's game. So
yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna let you know. I already picked the first game was the Browns versus Tennessee. Tell me what you got.
Browns. Easy. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Miles, the legendary Garrett. Yeah, for sure. He's gonna want to tear today.
He's literally gonna be the reason why I can win without a quarterback.
Well, hey, Gibbs did great too. Let's not just sit here and say that Gibbs didn't do nothing yet.
Yeah, I'm hoping for Jonathan Taylor to do really good too.
I swear, if you win because of those three people, like I've been saying, I'm like, man, at some point this gravy train's got to end. At some point.
Well, that's okay. I'll have a quarterback. So we're in a super flex league, guys, where people are playing two quarterbacks, and I don't have any because all my quarterbacks are either IR or a bye. None. And there's none out there on the waiver wire. Nothing. Mm-hmm. And guess what? I'm still in the game. So we're going to make it work.
All right.
Seattle or Falcons, what you got?
What's crazy is that the Falcons, for some reason, know how to rise up against good teams, kind of like the Panthers do. But give me the Seahawks. If they lose, I'll be shocked.
I think Seattle just has something special. Mm-hmm. That defense is good. And defense travels.
True.
All right. So Colts, Jags. I just went Colts.
I think it'll be closer when anyone expects, just because the Jags are.
Oh no, I think Jags should be the favorite.
Yeah, it's in Jacksonville, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the Jags should be the favorite.
Well,
I'm still going Colts, but
yeah. Well, if my cat doesn't hear me, I'm just gonna say Colts since she's a Jags fan.
All right. Game 4, Washington versus the Minnesota Vikings. What you
got? Give me the Vikings. Jane Daniels is playing, isn't he?
Jane Daniels is playing, yes.
Ooh. Give me the Commanders.
Me too. I'm going Washington too. Mm-hmm. I look at the Commanders. I think they have all, the win. They're still trying to push hard to play for their team. They still want to win. And that matters a lot. And when you have your quarterback coming back, and you might be playing for next year, but you're trying to show that you're not as bad as this year is. Terry McLaurin is starting to pop off again. Debo is becoming a little bit more better. Debo, what he was with the 49ers. Maybe they shouldn't have traded him. Maybe they traded the wrong wide receiver. Just saying. I think Minnesota with JJ they have a lot of things to kind of work out. So I'm gonna go Jane Daniels with Washington.
Yeah.
All right, Bengals versus the Bills.
Ooh, the Bills have not really been looking good lately. Now that Joe Burrow's back, I think, the Bills are still going to win. I believe in Bills. So give me Bills.
If the Bills lose this game,
they're out of the playoffs currently if that happens, right?
If the Bills lose and they go 8-5, they would be out of the playoffs. Yes, because right now they're a 7 seed.
That's crazy.
And Houston, Houston, who's going against the Chiefs, which is tough, is 7-5. So, yeah, the Bills will be out of the playoffs because if you look at the conference record. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Bills because I still believe that.
Yeah, and it's Josh Allen, and even though against Joe Burrow,
he's still the best player. I think he's the best overall player in this game. So, this is a really good question right here. I like this one. I'm sorry. Manungai or Bam Knight? with CMC on bye.
Ooh. Is Swift playing today? I assume yes.
Yes, he's definitely playing.
And they are playing.
It didn't matter last week.
Yeah, no, it didn't matter last week. But you can't expect every week for them both to just go off like that. That's it. This is not the.
And you're going against Green Bay. This is a huge rivalry game.
So I would say Bam Knight would be a more appropriate approach since he'll be the starting back there for the Cardinals. And as much as I like I like your backfield, but it is Green Bay. And this ain't the Saints of years past where they had Mark Ingram and the other guy, and they could just both get 1,000 yards rushing. That's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm also going to go Bam Knight this week because there's no one else in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
There's no D. McCarter's out. Michael Carter is a ghost of himself. So like I'm definitely I think Bam Knight's going to get all the carries. I think Monunga could get you 8 to 10 points. I think Bam Knight's going to get you somewhere around 9 to 11. So that if one gets 11, the other one gets 8. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the guy who has a higher ceiling. I think Bam Knight, and he gets the more carries. He gets the more ball touches where you have to go. So yeah, I agree. That's it. It would be awesome to see Burrow make a playoff run off the injury. They'll have to do it at 8 and 9, right? They
would, and that is very unlikely in an AFC that is so hard right now. I mean, think about it. If an 8 and 5 team potentially can't make the playoffs, what does that tell you about an 8 and 9 team?
And no matter what, the beginning of the top of this division is going to be 7 and 6. No matter if it's the Steelers or the Ravens. No matter what, someone's going to be 7 and 6. So what you're saying is that they're going to lose basically all 3 games, and the Bengals are going to win all the rest of the games.
Yeah,
4 games.
You're really banking off the Steelers and the Ravens just having a massive collapse, and they lose every time, and then boom, I don't know. Here comes Joe Burrow with no Mahomes.
I just don't think they're that bad. Yeah. Can you imagine a time where we have no Mahomes, no Josh Allen, no Joe Burrow? That's totally a possibility, guys. I'm just saying that could happen.
And then imagine if somehow Lamar doesn't get in either. Man, who's gonna be rooting for the AFC? like who's gonna be good to watch? Oh, we got Daniel Jones. There's
Daniel
our
Jones
savior.
with a fractured leg.
Yeah, we got Daniel Jones. Who else would there be? Let's see if it wasn't. Then it'd be Aaron Rodgers. Ooh. And then we got who else would there be? Well, let's say Houston makes it in. Then we got CJ Stroud. Okay. So we've got one decent quarterback in there that people won't be like, okay, this is a snooze fest. And then we got Bo Nix in there, decent quarterback.
He's okay. He's pretty much he's gonna become our new prime meridian to determine if someone's good or not. That's what he's gonna be that guy. Because if you're not at least good as Bo Nix, then you're not good. That's what I'm saying. Like if you're not that guy.
Bo Nix is a pretty good quarterback, but this year it's all about the defense.
11, 12-year guy. He's a top 12 person. Probably.
Yeah. I mean, that defense though is the biggest reason why, because that offense is doing them no favors. 100%,
so,
100%. Anyways,
RJ Harvey's killing me. But
I love the man. I told y'all in the offseason, watch, this guy's gonna explode and get all the touchdowns. All I need is J.K. Dobbins to get hurt, and look what happened.
All right, what we got? We got next game is the Saints versus the Bucks.
Bucks. I mean,
I'm by default, right? I mean,
yeah, it's so hard to pick the Saints, especially when you look at their quarterback situation. It's so hard.
Yeah. All right. I actually had a question that they had dealing with that. Oh, okay. Yeah, he had Sanderson on bye. So does he go Jordan Mason or Blake Corum? What would you do?
I lean more Jordan Mason than I do Blake Corum because the Washington defense is like Swiss cheese. So
they played well the last couple of weeks.
They have, but if we're talking about fantasy perspective, I don't trust them nearly as much because their D line is not as formidable as it used to be. Blake Corum, on the other hand, I actually really like Blake Corum. I liked him coming out of college. Like, isn't Kyron Williams healthy?
Kyrie Williams has been healthy, and they've been getting 55, 45. And actually, it's crazy. Blake Corum's been getting more because he gets them in the red zone. He's literally the Charbonnet of that team right now.
So I feel like with Corum, if it's ramping up, if you believe in him against the matchup against the Cardinals, which is a pretty good matchup as well, then trust your gut. Both of these guys are fine options. I think Aaron Jones is more likely to get hurt again.
But you're banking on your first guy to get hurt instead of saying,
I'm not banking on. I'm just saying that probability
not wrong
is,
be banking on it. He gets hurt every game.
Yeah, he does. So it feels like it anyway. So, but either option really isn't a bad option. I just like Jordan Mason more with that matchup.
I think most people believe Jordan Mason should be better.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Mason should be the starting quarterback and running back there. But I think that offense right now needs stability because of J.J. McCarthy. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why you still continue to see Aaron Jones walking out there, which doesn't make any sense because he's not as talented. But I'm still going on Blake Corum because of the touchdown aspect.
That's fair.
But I agree with everything you said. I don't think you said anything that was wrong. Nothing was wrong. Oh, okay. All right. Here we start getting some tough games. Steelers versus Ravens.
Damn.
I know.
I mean, the thing is that Lamar hasn't looked like Lamar last few weeks, but they have won the last 5 of 6.
Mm-hmm.
I only remember
what if
that
I told you this before you answer? Let me tell you this:
that
Lamar has not really been practicing at all this week, and there's a chance that Tyler Huntley not starts, but plays maybe even the second half.
And Aaron Rodgers has been reported as fully healthy. So
he's not healthy, but he's going.
No, I know. But compared to Lamar, with Lamar having a leg issue and him having a wrist issue to his non-throwing hand, I believe is what Aaron Rodgers has.
Not just issue is broken.
Oh, well. Shucks.
Yeah, so the thing is, so if you see someone coming down on that hand, that's fumbling.
Yeah. Especially at his age.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong for either team you say. That's why I'm not. I
know. It's the odd thing is that defensive matchup wise, it's not a bad matchup for really either team. Mm-hmm. If I really had to trust my analytical brain, technically speaking, the line for the Steelers has a favorable matchup just because Lamar is not playing as good as he was, and that Baltimore Ravens offensive line has not been giving him much favors either. So I guess if I believe that if there's enough pressure,
I think you're forgetting one other player. Who's the running back on the Baltimore Ravens, and who gets better as the season goes on?
I know, Mr. Keen Henry. That is true.
So true. When you're balancing these things, when you're putting the marbles on each side, you gotta balance it out. It's the hard thing.
This one's a really hard matchup. This one, I think, could very well come down to the fourth quarter, who's got the ball last kind of thing, because I feel like it will be more of a slugfest. And if it's a rushing slugfest, I would like that because I got Henry in fantasy. So, but having said all that, I will predict that the Ravens squeeze this one out. It will be like a 1 to 2 point victory. That's what I think.
I'm not against that at all. I think I could see the Ravens win 17-14.
Yeah, so
we're agreeing too much. It's terrible.
I know. We need some division. Let's go Jets, baby. Let's go, baby. Yeah, it's a division.
Strange or Colston Loveland?
Strange or Colston? Strange.
And I'm going to say the exact opposite. I'm going to go Loveland.
There we go. Finally.
For this reason. Roma Dunze's out. So now what you're doing is, so the only other person that plays more in that slot, Luther Burden, is moving outside. That means Colston Loveland, who's going to be playing. This is what's going to happen. That should have been happening from the beginning. Colston Loveland is going to be the main slot guy. And obviously when you have a quarterback who's getting pressured a lot, because the Packers will pressure Caleb Williams a lot. I promise you that. That's what's going to happen. Rashad Gary is the one that I worry about the most. Colston Loveland, I believe, is going to get 8 targets. I think he's going to have 6 catches. I'm going to go for 70 yards. And if you have that, you got to be the guy I pick.
No. I picked Strange because Strange has been just a
monster,
a monster, a target hog, which is what I've been telling people. Who does Trevor Lawrence love the most? It's not wide receivers, it's tight ends.
It's whoever get the ball to easily.
Yep, and it's literally Brendan Strange.
Yeah,
it's always been better since he's been back. He's been playing like a top 3 tight end, top 4 tight end at worst since he's been back.
All right, let's do a bet on this.
Oh God!
All right, since you don't drink, we're going to do a 25 push-up bet.
Ooh. Oh, on who finishes better? Oh, sure.
Loveland or Strange.
Sure. We can do that. We can do that. And we'll make it fair. No tight end premium. No tight end premium. Because otherwise, when you tight end premium, then certain tight ends will definitely do better.
No, 100%. Loveland gets the ball in places that won't be fair. He's probably going to get more catches than Strange is, but Strange could score touchdowns, and that's what's going to make.
That's the thing. Strange is very good. He's fun to watch when he's in the red zone. The red zone's really fun to watch and play. So,
yep. Yeah. And the Bears also have another tight end in Cole Kmet. So that's why I think this is really a lot more balanced out than anything else. Well, Monique, thank you for coming in here. Says last week for me to get in the playoffs, I need to flex one: McLaurin, Devin Neal, or Donnie Mitchell.
Let's see here. McLaurin's going up against a tough matchup, a top 9 matchup against the Vikings defense, so that's not.
But you got Daniels back.
You do. But I don't know. To me, Terry hasn't been Terry really that much this year at all. So
except for last week,
except for last year, which also makes sense. Yes. So I would. You know what? I'd be happy with Devin Neal personally. I like Devin Neal so much. I like him coming out of college. And there's something about rookie running backs when they get a chance late in the season, they play harder. They run harder. They'll do more. I believe in Devin Neal, even though it's against the Bucs. But then again, I don't think the Bucs defense is like something that you can't run on. So give me Devin Neal.
I have Devin Neal at 10 points today. Okay.
Sure.
So that's how I look at this. So I'm like, if I have Devin Neal getting 10 points, where do I think McLaurin can get with his quarterback back? Probably the same way, same place. Probably 10 points too, right? And Mitchell, who really popped off last week, I probably even have higher than both of them.
See, and I always have a tough time trusting
the Jets or anything to do with that, I'm gonna say Terry McLaurin. I still think Terry McLaurin with Jay Daniels coming back.
He's probably
inside. Because if it was Minnesota, it was outside. That's one thing. The fact that Minnesota's playing inside, I think Terry McLaurin is probably the guy I'm gonna go with, even though I always tend to go towards running back. I always lean towards running back. But I think I'm going to go Terry McLaurin this week.
I'll go Neal.
And I definitely would not be doing a spike bet, because if you would definitely, I wouldn't be hurt. I would not be hurt with that. What up, Montpena? Who for my wide receiver 2 and 3 in flex spot? I got Devontae Adams at wide receiver 1, definitely. Josh Jacobs and Taylor, Jonathan Taylor, running back 1 and 2. You got Charbonnet there. Okay. And, Henderson is on bye. Wide receiver, you got Jordan Addison, Myers. I remember this question. Deebo Samuels, Quentin Johnson. Tight end is Johnson or Ertz or Kittle.
Can I just say that I appreciate every time you come into the chat, because it's always this conglomerate, giant, like almost paragraph essay of just your whole lineup, and I appreciate that, so I get a full view,
understanding of what you're saying.
Yeah, it's
we go 2 tight ends, or
it's just fun for me.
But that's basically the question right there, right? 2 tight ends, or Charbonnet.
2 tight ends or Charbonnet, yeah. Well, Zach Ertz, Jay Daniels, and then Juwan Johnson and
Show.
How do you say it? Show or whatever his name is? Yeah. I kind of like.
Do you remember? You want to tell you what Seattle's with?
I mean, you can tell me. I'm kind of leaning.
Going against Atlanta. Remember?
Yeah, yeah. But see, I can't say no to Zach Ertz starting. I think Zach Ertz has to be a must start with Jane Daniels back. He has to be a must start. It's really just Johnson or Charbonnet for me. That's really what it is. And yep. And then he's starting Adams already. And then, well, there's also Jacoby Myers as well. It's actually not a bad idea for me to actually think that if this was going to be a flex spot, I would want Myers in there.
Or Charbonnet?
Or Charbonnet, because Myers he's just been so good since he's been with that new team, man. I mean,
Jacksonville's really good with Myers. You're not wrong.
So
Indianapolis.
Yeah, but I'm not even too worried about that. I mean, there's such a thing as a player that if they're getting red hot right around now, you just gotta ride it until they don't, or until the matchup is so unfavorable. Like let's say they're facing the Broncos or Houston. If they're doing something like that, then I understand not picking him at all. But I'm a firm believer that you ride the hot hand until it falls off, because until it does, you might be leaving points on your bench. And no one hates that more than a fantasy football person. So I'll take Myers and I'll take Ertz. So
you put Johnson on, even though he's been doing really well, you put Jawan Johnson on the bench.
For Myers. Just, I said, until it falls off, you can't go wrong with any of those three players. Charbonnet, Johnson, Myers. You can't go wrong with any of those three. But I go off of who's been the hottest, and since Zach Ertz is a non-negotiable with Jane Daniels back, that's how I'm gonna do it.
All right, so Ertz is my tight end. Okay, my wide receiver 2, 2, and 3. Okay, that's my receiver 2. Charbonnet, Henderson. Myers is already in a wide receiver, right? That's what I'm saying. I think that's not question, because he's looking for wide receiver 2, 3, and flex. So Myers is already going to be in. Okay. I'm probably going Myers. I'm probably going. Do you go Addison or Deebo Samuel?
I'll go Deebo.
I'll go Deebo too. And
Myers.
With that being said, I'm going Charbonnet.
Well, then if that's the case, then Charbonnet would probably be.
I'm going Charbonnet over
Johnson. Yeah, okay. Then I actually agree with that. Then that's a pretty fair assumption.
All right. I'm nervous, Brian, about the selection show. It's the most anxious I've been for a while. Notre Dame. So my mother is a Notre Dame graduate. I was recruited pretty hard by Notre Dame.
Damn.
So I have respect for them. I really do. But I don't know. I don't know if they're going to make it, because I think the ACC thing is going to really mess up Notre Dame. Just going to say Notre Dame should have joined the ACC a long time ago, and then they would be a shoo-in. So that's the problem. All right. Let's finish up these picks real quick.
Yes.
All right. Miami versus the Jets, and Tua is 0-8 in sub 40-degree weather. Does he break the trend tonight?
Did you say that the Miami is 2-8 in like below freezing? Is that what you just said? 0-8. Excuse me. Well then, give me the Jets, Jets. Because come on now.
Wow. I'm still going Miami.
Well, you might need a code for that pick. Jeez, like a heavy winter code.
Like all the empirical data says, never choose Miami. I'm going Miami.
Not when it's blistering cold. If it's supposed to be blistering cold, then not. If anything, that will probably be a game where it's going to be about the running backs, really.
Watch it be like 41 degrees and they keep it going. Game time temperature is 41 degrees.
Is this supposed to be like freezing cold there?
I think it's supposed to be 34 degrees, I believe, in that game.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, all we gotta do is get up there to that 41, and we're good to go.
Exactly, but until then, it's their kryptonite.
Say right now it is 43 degrees by AccuWeather.
By
So,
actual,
I'm
well,
going
then
Miami.
you see, with that in mind, I still have to be different. I'm gonna pick Jets.
Okay, I'm
For the
okay with
upset.
that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Want to
All
be a
right.
little different.
Broncos, Raiders.
Raiders, if you could upset them, that'd be great, but you won't. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah, I don't want the Broncos to win, but I'm picking the Broncos.
See, I have nothing really against the Broncos. It's just more of that offense is what's so anemic, and that
Does
annoys me.
deserve to win? Does it
Yeah,
deserve to win?
I know, but that defense is so good, and that's what makes up for it. So it's literally the one thing about it to where if you look at them in one-score games, they've been damn near perfect this season at it, which is something that usually the Chiefs are damn near perfect on, but there's been a reverse effect. So what that tells me is at some point they're destined to lose a game or two more in one possession because you can't just keep, like stats don't lie. Eventually that gravity train falls off. So I just don't think it will be this week because the Raiders are just too awful of a team.
Yep, it's not good enough. Yeah, you don't have enough talent there. Even Ashton Genty is actually behind Al Monungai in running back stats.
Mm-hmm. Although, fun fact, Genty is almost a top 10 fantasy running back. Isn't that funny?
Well, where's Monungai?
Well, Monungai would be like probably a top 10, top 12 if he did the whole season and not.
No, yeah. Well, let's see. All right, because I think running back wise, as far as stats go, they're very close. You have different games. Okay, let's go next one. Rams, Cardinals.
Last week I said that if the Panthers beat the Rams, that would be the most embarrassing game of the week, and that happened. Yep. I'm going to say the same thing, say that if the Cardinals beat the Rams, that would be the most embarrassing game this week because they're too talented to lose, so give me the Rams. If they lose 2 in a row, I'm sorry. If the Eagles win this week, and if for some reason the Bears lose a close one to the Green Bay Packers, which they shouldn't do, but if they do, that would just shake up the whole first seed thing. I mean, you guys would still be in the first seed because you hold the tiebreaker over us. But if the Rams collapse like this, man, that'd be so sad.
How about this? The Rams Sean McVay is sick, so he's traveling opposite of the team. But he's going to be out there. He is not feeling well. I still think the Rams win. I have no problem with saying that.
Yeah, I do too. But I'll be stunned again if they lose.
Okay, so just so you know, Ashton Genty has 635 yards in 13 games. Al Monungai has 591 yards in 12 games. 40-yard difference, 1 game difference.
Yep. What about touchdowns?
It's actually real close. Kyle Monungai has 5. Ashton Genty has 4.
Ooh, so they are close together in there. I wonder if the difference really is because of receptions or something like that.
Ashton Genty has 1 receiving touchdown.
Okay.
Kyle Monungai has 3.
Damn. See, so it's like Monungai has that. Again, to me, it's probably a reception thing because every time I look at sleep, they're like, oh, Genty's like a top 10 running back. I'm like, that's crazy. But based off of what you're saying, it almost sounds like this guy is playing just as good, if not better.
Yep, he has more opportunity points, and it's crazy. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but yeah, it looks like as far as the rookies go, he might end up being better off. So,
well, now I need to pay attention to him more. Anyways,
okay, all right, we got
game of the week right here.
Here's Packers.
This is game of the week.
I'm picking. But with me being saying that, I believe this will be the tightest game. If the Bears pull off this win, it's going to be a last-second field goal, and it'll be like 27-28. Like, the Packers are a good team. I hate them.
Who's home?
Oh, it's at the Packers. If it was at Chicago, I will go agree with Chicago, no problem. And game time temperature. All right, let me just tell you this. This is one of the cold
43,
games.
right? It's 43, right?
This game is going to be.
It's probably like 20 something.
I believe it's very cold. 3:00 game time right now. is 17%, 17 degrees. 17 degrees, yeah.
People
and the betting favorite is still Green Bay.
Okay,
6.5.
Listen, guys, the reason why it matters where they're playing and temperature-wise is because it is very hard to beat very good teams when they're at home, especially if it's the cold months. Luckily, the Bears are acclimated to that. But let's do a bit of history. You know, exactly. But let's do a bit of history, right? The Packers have, for the most part, whether Aaron Rodgers has been there or not, has been the dominating factor. This season could be different.
For the last 30 years, the Packers have caught up because the Bears were 30 games in front of them. The Packers have caught up and exceeded them. So that's just facts.
Yeah. So if you ask me, because both O lines are good, there's no difference there. Both QBs are doing good. Surprisingly, Caleb is doing better than I thought, even though I still worry a bit about him. But
Packers are 4-2 at home this year.
I know, because they lost 2 straight at home, which was unlike them. They haven't done that since like 2015. So because they're at home, I have to go Packers in that weather. It's so hard to beat them at Lambeau Field. It's so hard.
Except for this wasn't last year. Except for the Bears doing it last year.
Hey,
the last game of the season.
Yeah,
I still think these teams split. So, like, no matter what, even if I say the Bears win tonight, today, I think they split. I think these teams split all the time. We split more often than, if they're both good, we split. That's just what we do.
This is like the Eagles and the Cowboys. They always split every year. It just always happens. So
you figure out a way. It doesn't matter who the better team is. Somehow someone's going to win one. The other one lose.
If this was in Chicago,
if it happens, if it was Chicago, I would go definitely Bears. But
then I would go Bears.
I have no hate here.
So I hope that you pack your cheese grater because you're gonna need it because the Packers are the cheese heads and they're gonna just.
The person who worries me is Christian Watson.
Yeah, well,
he's historically been very difficult for the Bears to go against because of his speed.
Luckily, you guys do have tight end advantage since Kraft.
We get 2 of them, and they have one, half of one right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a good question from Monique. How do you feel about Hunt, Ville, or Strange?
You know what's crazy is that Ville is getting so many targets, and that's probably why he's asking this question.
She is, yeah.
Or sorry, she is. Excuse me. Apologies, Monique. Man, this is probably not tight end premium. So
no, yeah, probably.
So then, Strange might be out because I'm guessing this is for a flex spot. Because if it's not for a flex spot, then I don't know what you'd be asking here. I guess how I feel is that Ville is getting a bunch of targets, so looks like he's becoming more and more the number one guy. And Hunt, I think is the lead back in my opinion. So, and then Strange, well, I've always had a strange feeling that he always goes off. So that's how I feel about each of them. Since you asked specifically how do I feel about him, that's how I feel about all 3 of them.
Which one would you go with?
Probably Ville, honestly. I think that because Houston is such a tough matchup for Hunt, I gotta go Ville.
I don't know if I want to go Ville over Hunt or Strange. I really don't.
I know, but to me, it's the target factor that just volume is king, right? So if he hauls in the majority of them, then it's going to be outputting what they'll put out.
I'm going to go Strange. I'm just going to go Brent Strange. I honestly, I think he's going to be their number one target.
Yeah. And again, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, so Ville, we don't know what the runners is going to be. I think Jawan Johnson could be their number one target. Ville's not the number one guy. He probably number 3 guy because of what the team's been doing. I'm gonna go Brent Strange. I have no problem with that. And it's funny because I went Colson Lovell over Strange, but I still like Strange. So that's why I don't want I still like Strange. I think he is a good tight end. I think he's gonna score some points. Yeah, and I think Tampa Bay is going to make sure that Devon Relay is not going to have that type of game. So I'm going Brendan Strange. All right.
Okay.
All right. Texans, Chiefs.
Texans, Chiefs, give me, which should be an upset, but it won't be. Though it's crazy. Mahomes, do you guys think Mahomes is having like his second best overall like statistical year? Or
Because
like
it wasn't always about the stats. It's sometimes just
Correct.
because he's doing it all by himself, and that's the
Yes.
issue.
So I think him and Rice, they might have a decent enough game or a good game. And Kelsey will be Kelsey. But Houston's defense is like the second best defense in the league.
Yep.
And historically this season, they've been able to shut down very good teams. They may not have won them all, but fantasy perspective, they've just been a menace.
And CJ's been playing well since coming back. And
so I think that even though people, if you would ask me in December, assuming that the Chiefs were like winning their division at this point, right? I would say this would be an upset. But really, I feel like it'd be more of an upset at this point if the Chiefs won. So I'm going to say Houston Texans have this win.
Man, everything with me wants to go to Chiefs. Everything in me wants to go to Chiefs. I'm going Texans. I'm going Texans, man. I think that this is the year for all this stuff to kind of catch back up. And the Chiefs are not going to make the playoffs. I think the Texans will. I think the Texans still will win the division. So with that being said, they have to win against the Chiefs. Close game though.
Yeah.
All right. Your Eagles is versus the Chargers. Who are you going with?
Well,
and then I'll tell you what me and Martin already picked.
Well, I'll tell you right now. All right, everybody, listen up. I am an Eagles fan, as you can tell by the hat, the bling bling necklace. You know, everything this tells me the Eagles are the best team in the NFL. That's how I've always felt about them. And I also remember hearing Brian in the back of my head today, hearing him say, oh, you know, the Eagles need to fire that OC because that OC needs to go because if they lose 3 straight, he needs to be gone. There's a reason why his house got egged on because he's an egg.
And Sirianni's coming back. He's being more involved in the offense.
Correct. So my opinion is that with the way that the Chargers have been playing, it has not been very pretty. And there's no way that the Eagles should lose this game. Unless A.J. Brown gets 120-some yards and 2 touchdowns, there's no way the Eagles will lose this game, all right? Because apparently if Brown does good, we lose. So, and Lane Johnson's still not back, so that is a telltale sign that something bad could happen. Could the Chargers beat us?
Yes, because Omari Hampton is going to start tomorrow.
He is starting. Yes,
there.
He is. And we don't have Jalen Carter. So I think they're going to have to run down the Eagles' throats if they want to win. However, that Eagles offense, or I should say just team in general, should be too talented to lose 3 straight. If they lost 3 straight, that would be just embarrassing. And they can kiss all hopes, I think, of getting the first seed goodbye at that point. But I still think they're going to win their division. I still think that they've been some remarkable teams, even without Jalen Carter and a hurt defense. Give me the Philadelphia freaking Eagles to win this game.
Okay. Honestly, if there was not an injury problem with Herbert, I would go the Chargers.
Oh,
but
do my ears deceive me? Are you picking the Eagles?
Because you have a hurt quarterback, and we're going to have a backup Trey Lance doing the all red zone stuff for the Chargers. I don't believe in his decision making. I don't understand their play calling. Even with Omari Hampton, I think having a good game, the Eagles are going to win this game. And I don't think it's going to be that close. I actually think the Eagles will score 27 points to like 17.
That's fair. You know what? I can get behind that. I think if the Chargers did win, it'd be because of Hampton, not because of Trey Lance.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah, and Martin, I definitely got all your games. Our pick because Martin went with Browns, Seattle Colts, Washington Bills, Bucks, Ravens, Miami, Broncos, Rams, Packers, Texans, Eagles.
Ah, sweet. I wonder who. So you said that was Martin, right? So that, I wonder what Marcus is going to pick.
You gotta send it to me as soon as I know. I'll put it in.
Mm-hmm.
So good morning. Full PPR. Need 1 wide receiver and 2 flex. Currently starting Waddle, McConkey, and K9. Would you work in Devin Neal, Pierce, Dobbs, Addison with good matchups, recent etc. performances? Man.
Yeah, let's see here.
Devin Neal, someone I'm interested in.
So Waddle, McConkey, okay, and Kendall. So that's essentially okay. I mean, Devin Neal, I'd be kind of like I said, I'd be interested in Devin Neal. That's really about it because I don't trust Addison with that third, with that quarterback situation, and I think.
Well, my one wide receiver is going to be Pierce.
Yeah,
that's my one wide receiver. You need one wide receiver. That's Pierce.
Yeah.
2 flex are going to be Devin Neal.
Golly, really?
No. So right now he has currently starting his wide receiver.
Right.
Wide receivers are Waddle. His flexes are McConkey and K9.
Yeah.
Do you take any of these guys out?
Yeah.
You don't take out McConkey. Well, McConkey's interesting because you don't know what you'll get for Herbert.
Yeah. So I feel like I'll keep McConkey in because I do like McConkey. I go Conkey for McConkey. But I feel like Devin Neal's the only one I'd really want to work in of those 3. So I'm more inclined to take, oddly enough, Waddle out, but that's just because I like K9 more. I don't know. I'm not, like, if I had to pick one, that's what I would do because I don't really like Addison this week, and I don't much care for Dobbs. I haven't really ever been on the Dobbs train because to me he's just a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. But in that offense, he could be a wide receiver 1 randomly.
Yeah, but they just activated a couple guys off IR too.
I know. So it's Devin Neal's the only one for me.
With the temperature being what it is, it's hard for me to start Waddle.
Mm-hmm.
But do I believe in Devin Neal more than I believe in Waddle? Is the question.
I do. That's just me. Maybe that's because I
have
know
to
the Saints
score
offense is bad.
They have to score points, right? So I would probably go McConkey as my wide receiver 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go K9 as my flex 1.
Get flex 1,
and I might go Neal as my flex 2.
There you go. See, when it's you and I on the show, we were just so much in sync. It's just nauseating. Like, oh my gosh.
No, because I just don't believe that Waddle's going to have the game, even though
I don't either.
Is a better player.
He is, but yeah.
All right, let's answer Martin's question real quick.
Sure.
Peyton Wilson or Edgerrin Cooper in the flex?
Oh, I like this. Actually, this question, finally, an IDP question. This made me happy. Oddly enough, Wilson actually is slated to actually have a very good matchup this week for linebackers. So, and actually, Cooper's actually slated to actually have not as favorable of a matchup. Apparently, when I checked it, I think this morning, I think the matchup for Wilson was a top, 12 or 11 matchup for linebackers. And what it goes off of is mostly tackles and big play opportunity. So about 11th or 12th there. And with the Packers one, apparently it ranks closer towards the middle, like 16th, 17th. So plus Cooper has not been as efficient as a tackler this year as Wilson has been. So if you're going off of that, I think if you go off efficiency of tackles and the better matchup, you got to go Peyton Wilson. I think
Peyton Wilson, but it's just by a little bit.
I
Peyton
think
Wilson by a little,
but
because of the rivalry with the Chicago Bears, Edgerrin Cooper is going to matter a lot, and because the Chicago Bears are going to run that ball, they're going to look you in the eye and they're going to run that ball and hand it off. It's a lot closer. Edgerrin Cooper could be a big player today, especially if he could cause some type of fumble or anything, which I don't want anything to do with. Peyton Wilson, it matters too much because you can say the same thing about Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I mean, the exact same thing about Derrick Henry. And they're going to hand that ball off as much as they can.
And that's the thing. And again, Wilson's also more efficient of a tackler this season, so I have to go with Wilson. I mean,
sorry. I mean, where did I kick you off? Huh?
What the hell, man?
Kick you off.
Oh, I get it. I'm talking about a Steelers player and not your Lord and Savior Lamar. Golly, I get it.
Remember my team is still the Steelers over.
No, yeah, is it now? Is it? So picking.
But no, I think it's a lot closer than it. But Peyton Wilson is going to be the answer with Edgerrin Cooper being really close. And I think these are both guys that you're going to get. These are plus 12-point guys.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these guys are plus 12 points. So you're not going to lose anything either way.
Yeah.
All right, got it. What's up, Jordan Love?
Man. Hey, Jordan Love. Get off of here, man. You've got a game today. What are you doing?
Stay on. Don't worry about it. Don't stay
right here. Come on. I picked your team to win. You better go out there and play.
Stay right here. We're okay. We don't need you being. Don't warm up. Don't do nothing. We're good. Devin Neal, Omarion Hampton, or Kyle Monangai is RB2.
Man, I'm going to say either Monangai or Hampton because Monday night flex play. That'd be great, especially if you're losing. Then, oh, look, you're the only guy who has a Monday night guy playing. I think that'd be great for that point of view. So Monangai or Hampton for me. I think those are only two. I'm
going to go Omarion Hampton is my guy for my RB2 right now. Because, once again, Herbert can't do anything. I think when Hampton, bringing him back, he might just be a goal line guy. He might have a snap count guy, but goal line, I'm going to hand the ball to Omarion Hampton and try to get him in there. I think Monangai is going to be a solid player. I think I told you that. I think he's going to get somewhere between 8 to 10 points. I think Hampton's more of a 10 to 14 point guy. And Devin Neal's right in between.
Yeah.
So, well, my boys didn't get in. It's time to root for A&M to put the Miami boys to sleep. It's all because of the ACC, man. It was all their fault. I blame them. Don't worry about it. What up, Anthony? I got all your picks. I'm going to write them all down. But I want to answer this question for him. You think Myles Garrett is going to break the sack record today?
No, but I think he could tie it today.
I think he gets two sacks today.
Yeah. I think he can tie it, but I don't think he'll beat it. I think the next week he will.
Damn it.
What?
Don't they play us?
Oh, hey.
Which scares me to death because this dude is going to be a monster.
And you know, will the Bears win their division if they lose to this week and then next week?
No. If you lost both games, you will not. No question. If you lose both these games, I think you don't even make the playoffs.
Well, I think they're going to make the playoffs. But
I don't think they're going to lose both games. So, but that's what I would say. And I think the Bears win this week, and I think it's going to be a lot. They probably win both weeks. I think the second time around is going to be real tough for them, but we'll see. I think Myles Garrett does break against the Bears, and I don't want it to happen because, man, if he goes against the left tackle, either one of our left tackles are, even though Isaac Trapillo's been doing monstrous, really monstrous. You can be as good as you want to be. When Myles Garrett comes across you, you're going to get destroyed. So it doesn't matter what you want. Yeah, Myles Garrett will break it very soon. Okay. All right. We've been an hour and a half in. I am tired. We got 10 minutes of game time. I need to make sure you check out your positions. Make sure all your games and your teams are ready to go. Dude, enjoy the 12 o'clock kickoffs. 1 o'clock kickoffs for you guys on the East Coast. But the 3 o'clock game, make sure you have your pizza, your popcorn, your wings ready to go because the Bears and the Packers are going to put on the show. So let's go. Go Bear down. F Green Bay all day, every day. I'm out here. Let's get out of here. Got anything to say, Alec?
Go Birds. That's all I got to say.
Peace, guys.
See you.